So in this video, we're going to go over how to multiply binomials. From a previous couple videos, we learned that binomials were mathematical expressions with two terms, polynomials with two terms, and we also went over how to multiply polynomials. In this video, we're going to go over specific ways to multiply binomials using both the FOIL method and using the box method. So these are the four examples we're going to work on in this video, starting with this example right here. So let's get going on this. Now, I want to start with the, now, technically we could kind of do what we did in the previous video and distribute in the x plus 2 and do like x plus 2 times x, and then do 5 times x plus 2. So that's kind of what we did when we multiplied it in the how to multiply polynomials video, but there's an easier way to do this. All right, so of the two methods, the first method that we're going to go over is known as FOIL. And FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, last. And that's the order in which we're going to multiply our binomials. So starting with first. So the first set of values in each set of parentheses. So it's going to be the x and x. So x times x. Next is going to be outer. So the outermost numbers or values inside the parentheses. So that's going to be plus 5 times x. Then we've got inner, so the innermost values in the parentheses. So plus 2 times x. And again, these are values we're multiplying together. And then we've got the last values in the parentheses. So in this case, it's 2 and 5. So 2 times 5. So now let's go ahead and do that multiplication. So x times x is x squared. 5 times x is 5x. 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times 5 is 10. And our like terms are typically going to be the result of the combination of the outer and inner. So if we're looking here, our like terms are 5x and 2x. Like terms, again, have the same variable raised to the same power. So 5x plus 2x is going to give us 7x. And we could just bring down the x squared and the plus 10. And this is going to be our answer using FOIL to multiply our binomials. Now that's one method. Second method is known as the box method. Now to use the box method, we're going to draw a box. I'm going to break that box up into 4 squares. And I'm going to draw a line next to each one of the squares. And each one of those lines is going to be for one of the terms from our binomial. Okay, so this first space is going to be for this initial x from the x plus 2. So then this second space here has to be for this plus 2, this positive 2. So then this space has to be for this x, and this last space has to be for the positive 5. So now this just gives us the order in which, or the direction in which we're going to multiply. So I can multiply down and across. So this is going to be x times x, down and across. So I'm multiplying the 2 down and the x across. Down, so I'll multiply the 2 down, and I'll multiply the 5 across, and I'll multiply the x down, so this x all the way down, and this 5 across, and then write my result. X times x is x squared. 2 times x is 2x. 5 times 2 is positive 10, and 5 times x is 5x. And you notice we've got the same values: x squared, 2x, 5x, and 10 as we did when we FOILed. And our like terms are going to be the diagonal values here and here, so that 5x and 2x. So let me write out our terms. We've got x squared plus 2x plus 5x plus 10. Now, just as we did here, we can combine our like terms, the 2x and the 5x, and we're going to get x squared plus 7x plus 10, and we get the same answer that we did when we FOILed. So two different methods. We could use FOIL, or we could use the box method. So let's do a couple more examples using either the box method or FOIL to multiply our binomials. So here we've got 5x plus 7 times 2x minus 3. So to multiply this, I want to use FOIL. So, and I'm just deciding on FOIL because I'm going to use a different method for each. So first, outer, inner, last. So my first set of values are going to be the 5x and 2x. So 5x times 2x. My outer are going to be the 5x and the minus 3. So I've got to include the minus sign with the 3. So when I write this out, it's going to be minus 3 times 5x. Those are my outer values. Inner, 7 times 2x. Let me do that in black. And then last, it's going to be 7 times minus 3. So again, we have to include that sign. So minus 3 times 7. So let's multiply this out. 5x times 2x is going to give us 10x squared. And minus 3, or negative 3 times 5x, is going to give us negative 15x. 7 times 2x is going to give us positive 14x. Negative 3 times 7 is going to give us negative 21. And our like terms, the same variable raised to the same power, are going to be right here. Negative 15 plus 4 is going to give us negative 1x, and we can bring down the minus 21 and the 10x squared. So this is going to be our answer, multiplying our binomials using FOIL. All right, let's go on to a couple more examples. So here I've got 3x squared plus 7y times 5x squared minus 2y. I'm going to use the box method to multiply these out. So let's draw out our box. Actually, let me make that a little bit bigger so I can space this out a little bit. And clearly right inside. There we go. All right, so I'm going to start with up here. That's going to be my 3x squared. And then right here, so then that's got to be my positive 7y. So then here, that's got to be the 5x squared. So then down here has got to be the minus 2y. So again, when we do this, we have to include the sign with that 2y. So we've got to include the minus sign with that 2y. All right, so it's going to be right here. All right, so now when we multiply this, we're going to multiply down and across. So this is going to be 3x squared times 5x squared, down and across. 7y times 5x squared down and across, so negative 2y times 3x squared down and across, negative 2y times 7y. 3x squared times 5x squared is going to give us 15x to the fourth. Multiply our bases, we want to add the exponent. 7y times 5x to the second is going to give us 35x to the second y. So I'm going to list it in descending exponent order. Negative 2y x to the second is going to give us negative 6x to the second y. Negative 2y times 7y is going to give us negative 14y to the second. So let's write out our terms. We've got 15x to the fourth plus 35x squared y should be minus 6x squared y minus 14y squared. And we notice our like terms again are here along that diagonal. So right here, we have the same variables raised to the same power. So 35 minus 6 is 29x squared y. Let's bring down the 14y squared. Let's bring down the 15x to the fourth, and that's going to be our answer for this example, multiplying using the box method. All right, let's do one more example where we multiply using FOIL. All right, so for this last example, I've got negative 2m to the third minus 3n to the second times negative m to the third minus 5n to the second. So to do this, we're going to use FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. So our first set of terms are going to be the negative 2m to the third and the negative m to the third. So this will be negative 2m to the third times negative m to the third. I'm going to put this in parentheses just so we can easily see our signs. Then our outer will be the negative 2m to the third and the negative 5n to the second. So I've got to include this sign here. So I can write this as, do this in black, minus 2m to the third times negative 5n to the second. Then we've got the inner, negative 3n to the second times negative m to the third. So I'll write this like negative 3n to the second times negative m to the third. And then our last, and again, when we do this, we need to include the sign here. So we're including the signs for all these. We're going to have negative 3n to the second times negative 5n to the second. All right. So now when we multiply this, negative 2m to the third times negative 1, our coefficient here is going to be negative 1. M to the third is going to be positive 2. M to the sixth, multiply the bases, when we multiply the bases, we're going to add the exponent. Here, outer, negative 2 times negative 5 is going to give us positive 10. We have m to the third, n to the second, so we can't do anything there. So I'm just going to write m to the third, n to the second in descending power order. Here, negative 3n to the second times negative 1 m to the third. Negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3. And again, I can't multiply these, so I'm just going to write it as m to the third, n to the second. And for the last set of values, Negative 3 times negative 5 is going to give us positive 15. N to the second times n to the second is going to give us n to the fourth. Multiply the bases. We're going to add those exponents. And our like terms are going to be right here in the middle. M to the third, n to the second. So we're going to get 2m to the sixth. 10 plus 3 is going to give us 13. M to the third, n to the second, plus 15, n to the fourth. And that's going to be our answer using FOIL to multiply these binomials together. All right. So this video was on how to multiply binomials. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see any additional topics, videos made for any additional topics, leave them in the comments. I hope these videos are helping you guys. Again, if you like these videos, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. First Coast Math Clinic.